Welcome to the Beyond the Vines podcast, where I interview local business owners in Sonoma County to highlight small business and grow our community. I'm your host, Amy Ehlers, a mom, realtor, and Sonoma County native, and I'm excited to connect you to some amazing people in this beautiful area that we call home. Hi, welcome back to the Beyond the Vines podcast. Thank you again for listening. I am here today with someone who has been brought up on this podcast many times. I have never met him before, so I am so excited to have him on because he is a community favorite. So I have today Daniel Bleakney, Formby. He's the owner of Jupiter Foods, an organic produce and specialty grocery store located in the heart of downtown Petaluma. He's born and raised in the picturesque landscapes of an Iowa farm. Daniel's roots run deep with the state's rich soil and vibrant community. Daniel's journey into entrepreneurship stems from a diverse background, having previously served as an executive in the floral industry. His tenure in this field equipped him with invaluable insights into business management, customer relations, and the art of fostering growth in competitive markets. In 2011, Daniel made a pivotal decision to relocate to Northern California, where he embarked on a new chapter of his life. Immersed in the dynamic atmosphere of Petaluma, he found inspiration to pursue his passion for culinary excellence and sustainable agriculture. Fueled by his vision to revolutionize the food industry, Daniel established Jupiter Foods, a pioneering venture dedicated to providing premium quality, locally sourced ingredients to discerning customers. Under his adept leadership, Jupiter Foods has quickly emerged as a cornerstone of the community, celebrated for its commitment to ethical sourcing, environmental stewardship, and an unparalleled flavor. So with that, welcome so much. I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you, Amy. Good to be here.
So good. You've come up multiple times on this podcast to the point where I was like, okay, we need to have Dan in. So it's so great to meet you.
Well, it sounds like you've got a good bunch of people to pull from. Then.
Yes, I awesome. Do. I always look back at the list of the people who have been on the podcast, and I'm so impressed by our community. Constantly impressed by everyone here. It's so great. So can you tell us more about what inspired you to start Jupiter Foods?
2016, I was having lunch at Water Street Bistro.
Yum.
I worked in Napa at Hudson Greens and Goods at the Oxbow Market. Oh. What I was seeing was, living in Petaluma, that I would see products from Sonoma County and Petaluma being featured at Hudson Greens and Goods. I'd collect those back up, bring them home, cook them for dinner. It seemed like there was a lot of extra traffic going on.
Yeah, missing a step.
Yeah. And at that moment, I looked across and thought, this would be a great place to have a similar business.
Yeah.
And so that was the inspiration.
That's brilliant. I didn't realize that. And Oxbow Market is gorgeous, by the way. But that is such to think of that food being transported there and then bringing it back home to here. Yeah, definitely missing a step.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And you have such a great location in Petaluma, too, that we were talking about before we went on air. It's walkable for any of us that work downtown. It's great for all the restaurants. So I think it's brilliant. So can you kind of describe the foundational philosophy behind Jupiter Foods?
So, know your farmer.
Mm-hmm.
It's a message that I repeat over and over again, is to actually realize where your food's coming from, how far it's traveling, what practices they use. And personally, if you know them by name, it's really great. What we do is we know your farmer.
Right.
And the relationships that we have built with those farmers is invaluable, because I have some that deliver to me. I have some that I rendezvous with at farmers markets across the Bay Area. Mm-hmm. And otherwise, just that whole network of knowing where your food comes from and how it's made.
I love that. I was actually perfect timing. I was listening to, I can't think of who the guest was, but it was on the Boss Babe podcast yesterday. And she was talking about how your food, obviously it's great to eat produce, right? It's important. We all need to. If you can get it locally, you're just getting that much more bang for your buck, because it hasn't sat in a container traveling from wherever over days, losing nutrients over time. And it was just such perfect timing. I was like, gosh, and Dan's going to be on tomorrow. And it's my own reminder that as easy and convenient as it is for me to just grab it when I'm at the grocery store, grabbing my regular, food and getting organized for the week, I would be doing so much better for my family if I would just walk down to Jupiter Foods instead.
Yeah, we have shoppers that do come in multiple times a week.
Yes.
And so that's the European style.
Yep.
You buy what you're going to make that day. And coming in with a list of things that you want is different than being able to show up at my stand and see what's there that inspires you.
Right.
And that's really kind of the crux of what we do, is we try and inspire you to make something that's not just out of a recipe, but also something that looks really good, that is really good, that just makes you want to reach out and put it in your basket.
I love that. I'm such a planner, and I don't operate in that way, and I do think I need to be more like, okay, I walk down there and, oh, there's asparagus. What am I making with asparagus today? You know, I think that's, and I know a lot of the restaurants in the area do that. So, which is amazing.
Well, and we're always happy to give you ideas.
Okay, good. I like ideas. I was talking to another friend recently. I'm like, I'm a very good cook, but I need to follow a recipe. So I need to get better at just trusting my instincts.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Especially when working with fresh produce.
Use what you have in the refrigerator.
Yes, I need to get better about that. Yeah, that's awesome. So Jupiter Foods is known for its commitment to only offering sustainably grown produce. How do you ensure that every piece of produce meets your high standards, and how does this commitment influence your relationship with farmers?
Well, again, know your farmer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's Elaine from Wing Beats just dropped off 6 or 7 cases of things that were harvested this morning.
Oh, I love it.
And, you know, it's that short supply chain that's really imperative. And that's part of what ensures that quality, is that short supply chain. Raina from Yagi Sisters Farm will deliver tomorrow. Friday we'll be getting mushrooms from a farmer in Vallejo.
Amazing.
There's that short supply chain that is kind of the crux of that, ensuring that every piece is going to be good.
Yep.
And then, you know, they're also bringing with them their hard work and their pride. And so, you know, you open a box of little gems that's been harvested this morning, and it's just this wow moment.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I geek out over this stuff. I love that. That's amazing. How did you find these farmers and farms?
Different ways. Elaine, I was on the Food Systems Alliance. I was on a tour, and she was also on the bus with a tour of farms for us. And we met and we exchanged information.
Yeah.
And this was years ago, before I even started Jupiter. In Napa, it was Feed Sonoma. They were really a wholesaler from many farmers. That gave me an insight to a lot of those different farms. You go to the farm, you meet them.
Yep.
You walk on their soil, you look in their sheds. You see their practices.
Yeah.
And that's other farmers. Yagi Sisters. Raina was a volunteer at Petaluma Bounty, and I met her there. We actually struck up a conversation at a Halloween party.
Oh, how funny.
And she was just getting into the farming business on her own.
Wow.
And I said, I'll take it.
Wow, yeah. I love that. I love all the community connections. I also love that it just really does highlight where we live, that we have access to all of these farms. We can literally just drive down the road. I'm talking about walking to Jupiter Foods, but we can also drive down the road and see all these beautiful farms too.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it's so amazing to me. I'm always so
what
impressed.
I like about that store too
Yes.
is it's like being able to drive all over the county at these different farm stands, but instead of, you know, having a carbon footprint in that way,
right,
they're bringing it to one central location. It's kind of an ideal model for how a food system should work.
That's a good reminder too. You're saving everyone's carbon footprint from traveling to all of these different. Well, and also nobody has time to go to a different farm every day to pick out their new. Yeah, that's amazing.
Before
Did you really?
You're
making me feel real lazy with my Trader Joe's.
Oh my gosh, it was horrible.
Wow.
It was a whole day.
But it is important, you know? So that's amazing. So you're very skilled at educating our community about better food systems. I think that's why you've been brought up so many times on this podcast. Can you share with us more about how you accomplish this message and what the impact has been?
Well, the newsletter, I have a newsletter. You can sign up through the website.
Great.
It's a labor of love, and it comes out once a week, so you have to be ready to have that come into your mailbox once a week. Through that, I'll put in produce news, and in produce news, it talks about each of the products that we're going to have, maybe if something is going to not be available. That's really probably the best large vehicle.
Great.
Otherwise, it's one-on-one.
Yeah.
One-on-one conversations with people that come in, and everything has a story.
Right.
Everything has some story. Asparagus, you know, we we love our farmer who grows asparagus. They have stopped for their season. People are asking. I'm able to sometimes go to the market and see that they have it, but they're not allowing that to be on their buy sheets.
Right.
So I can't buy it in bulk, but I can buy a little bit here and there. So everything has a story.
Amazing.
Every item has that kind of backstory to it.
And that's such you're such a community builder for that reason too, because you have this relationship with not only the farmers but also your customers, where you can relay that. It's just it's amazing to me. So I love this.
That's my favorite
part
too, honestly.
That's amazing. I love it. So can you elaborate more on the partnerships with other downtown food related businesses? I mean, we're really well known for food here, especially in Petaluma, especially downtown Petaluma. And how do these collaborations enhance the food culture here?
So Tacos Don Pepe, Eddie was a shopper. We started developing a relationship. Last year, he needed a spot to be able to set up and do tacos.
Right.
I let him have the space
So cool.
for several evenings a week. And, that caught on really fast and it got really popular and he got really busy. And then some other places opened for him to occupy.
That's awesome.
And he couldn't do us anymore, but it was sort of that launch board
Yes.
into that kind of thing. Street Social, Javon and Marjorie, lovely people.
Amazing.
I love them both, and they have situations where they'll need something. I can get that for them. The other restaurant, Central Market,
Yes.
similarly, Tony comes over, browses through, finds what he needs for that service.
Amazing.
And then, the next day it's on again.
Wow.
My friends at the kitchen store, Ilioni,
Oh yeah.
they're wonderful people, sending their customers who are also great cooks
Wow.
to me
Great point.
back and forth. It's just that synergistic kind of atmosphere that we have with a small downtown that are able to do that.
I love that.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Water Street Bistro too before we were airing too. They're awesome, right?
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, that's Stephanie. We've known each other for a very long time.
That's amazing. I love all the community ties that you have. And also, I mean, I wouldn't have even thought of like a cookware store. Like that's a great point. Everybody's going in to get what they need there and they can send them to you for the food. And it's just, I love that. I love it. So what are some of the challenges you face in maintaining such high standards of quality and sustainability in a retail grocery business?
Well, there's a lot of moving parts. All of these farms, all of these products, it's not, I don't go off of a warehouse list. I don't order from an aggregator or otherwise any kind of warehouse that mass packs and repay. That's the middleman's gone.
Yeah.
And the challenge really is juggling all of those moving parts. And sometimes, we run out of something.
Yeah.
And that's okay because that does ensure freshness. That ensures rotation. And I don't have that much cooler space to be able to store things. So
right.
It's moving through pretty fast, and that's the challenge.
Yeah.
That's the biggest challenge I have with that.
That makes total sense. And you have more than just produce available, right? What else do you have that you carry in the store?
Specialty grocery. And so in that category, it may be imports of olive oils, vinegars, that type of thing. But there are also local and regional favorites, kind of pulling that into local, I would say within 100 miles. Regional, the state of California. There's United States items that just aren't grown here.
Right.
We don't do cranberries in California.
Right.
Which brings me to bananas and pineapples, something we don't carry because it's not something that we can bring in and make that fresh product still maintain that short supply chain.
Right.
Let's see. There's I'm
like, what about like dairy? Do you have dairy or anything like that?
We do. We carry Strauss Dairy exclusively.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah.
Albert Strauss, the Tresh Dairy, those are
nice.
all dear friends. I believe in his standards above everyone else's.
Yeah.
And he will not allow certain inputs that are allowable by the California
Interesting.
Organic certification model.
Wow, interesting.
Right.
Okay.
So it's a higher standard than even CCOF.
Wow. That's amazing. What are your favorite products that you have?
So, I mean, they're all my favorite.
Yeah, because they're hand chosen by you.
Yeah, they're, in each category, this is my favorite. If I had to say the best product I have in my store is an apple cider vinegar that has Pinot grape juice added to it.
Oh, wow.
That's made by Dan and Joanne. And they're at Little Apple Treats in Sebastopol.
Oh, yep. I buy little apple treats, actual little apple treats that they sell. The little goodies.
Upon meeting them, we became instant friends. They were at my wedding.
Wow.
They're again, that's not just a dear friend relationship.
Yep.
It's an amazing product.
Yeah.
It's like without oil, you can dress a salad just by sprinkling it. It's one of those that when I'm making a salad dressing with it, it's a shot for the dressing and a shot for me. It's
because
so
it's that,
delicious.
and probably with the Pinot in it, it's even more delicious.
It's so
yeah.
good. So
Wow.
that's my absolute favorite product.
Okay.
I mean, I'm also partial to the bulk section.
Yeah.
Just being able to buy bulk and put it in a paper bag rather than the packaging that you might otherwise get.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Great point. I didn't realize you had a bulk section too.
And chocolate milk.
I mean, duh.
That's my
Strauss.
Guilty.
Chocolate milk's delicious, and now that you said it, that sounds amazing. I don't even know the last time I've had chocolate milk, but that might be about to change.
I haven't had one today.
No, you haven't had one today.
Yet.
The day is young.
Yes.
That's amazing. So, kind of coming off work a little bit, what are 3 fun facts about you personally?
So, first and foremost, I'm a knitter.
Oh,
and
cool.
So about the same time I moved to the area,
Yeah.
I picked up the fiber shed and love
Wow.
the fibers that we have here, but also taught myself essentially how to knit. I've
Wow.
spin wool. I've taken classes with Windrush Farms to
Yes.
do that.
Yes.
I've made sweaters, socks, hats, scarves.
Amazing.
Yeah, lots of fun things. Another fact would be that I've been to all 50 states.
Wow, that is an accomplishment.
Yep. North Dakota, I don't recall that well.
Okay.
Because I was little,
Okay.
but we have family there. So
Wow.
we visited them.
That's so cool.
And finally, I have an orange tabby cat who's a female.
Oh.
Which is apparently is a rare thing. That
Really?
Most orange cats
Are male? I mean, I picture Garfield. He was male.
Yeah.
That's amazing. What's your tabby cat's name?
Minnie.
Oh, cute.
You
That's
can
so.
see her out on the street.
I was gonna say, does she come to the store?
Yeah, she's in front of the house most of the
Yeah,
time, just
yeah.
looking for pets.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Living her best cat life. That's awesome. At the end of each episode, I like to ask if there's anyone you'd like to give a shout out to that's really helped you in your career.
Well, in the floral career, which we didn't really
Right,
go
we
over,
didn't touch on that.
it's,
Yeah.
I have family that was very, very close. I worked for this family for 23 years. We were
Wow.
really like family.
Wow.
And the Loma family in Scottsdale, Arizona, they have a business called Cactus Flower, and I like to think that I helped build that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And Eric taught me so much about business.
Yeah.
So much about people. So much about self-improvement.
That's
Yeah, he, his sister, his mom, and his dad. They were amazing. Really made me who I am today.
That's amazing.
And the food-related side, I have to shout out to Christina Hudson, who is the owner of Hudson Greens and Goods in Napa. They have Hudson Winery and the Carneros. Her and her husband Lee. And she's a food guru.
Wow.
She is amazing. The amount of knowledge that woman has about food and the people in food, regionally and globally.
That's
And so
incredible.
I have to give kudos to Christina.
That's incredible. What amazing people you have in your life.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. Finally, where can my listeners find you? Where are you located? Are you on social media at all?
Socials, Facebook and Instagram are both Jupiter Petaluma.
Great.
The website is jupiterpetaluma.com. And our physical location is 100 Petaluma Boulevard North, which is at the end of Western on Petaluma Boulevard next to Central Market.
Fantastic. And do you have particular hours or any days that you're closed?
We're closed Tuesdays and Sundays.
Okay.
Those days are days that I go to farmers markets
Wow.
to get the produce that then we'll sell the next day.
Do you ever have a day off?
No.
I was like, wait, Tuesdays and Sundays, and then you spend it working. Yep.
Yeah.
It sounds familiar.
Yes.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming on today.
Pleasure, Amy. Thanks for having me.
Yes.
Really.
I'm so happy to finally meet you. And you will see me shopping now, by the way.
Well, I will say it's very difficult for me to be a self-promoter, and so it always helps when someone reaches out and pulls that out of me. So
Happy to be the one to do it, and also so happy to shout out to all the people that have mentioned you on here. That you've got quite a following, so
they're pretty fabulous.
well deserved. So thank you so much, Dan.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you for listening.
If you like what you hear, please be sure to like and subscribe, learn more about Sonoma County and all that we have to offer here.